Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Jade's Journey. Today we're going to be talking about BPD, borderline personality disorder. So I'm going to be telling you about what BPD is, the causes, the symptoms, the treatment, and a little bit about my experience. Okay, so let's get started. BPD, borderline personality disorder, is basically a personality disorder. It's literally to do with your personality. It's an abnormality in your personality where you don't act normal according to society, right? The way that you interact with people, it's especially to do with people. So in relationships, so especially when a person with BPD is triggered, or they are under extreme stress, or they're in relationships, that is when the symptoms usually come out. So like those are like triggers are like the main scenario where the symptoms would come out in BPD and where a person would show the symptoms of BPD, right? This is a pretty common-ish disorder. 1.4% of the population is diagnosed with BPD. A lot of people are not even aware that they have BPD. It can be really mistaken with bipolar as well, but like there's a huge difference between BPD and bipolar. BPD is like a lot of the symptoms are kind of similar, but no. Bipolar disorder is a mood disorder. So basically like it has to do with your mood. So bipolar, like you can have mood changes, but then within a few days, weeks, or months. So like it'll take some time. It's like more of a sustained mood. So like for example, if I have bipolar, like I could be like happy, like super energetic, super happy, like not sleeping that much, you know, like just continuously working, like really motivated for like about 2 weeks, right? And then all of a sudden after 2 weeks, then for a 2-week period, I'll be like super depressed, super unmotivated, like feeling suicidal, like to the point of like hopelessness, right? So that is called bipolar. But then BPD is like, this is a daily shift, and it's mostly to do with relationships. So BPD, like the biggest symptom is like the fear of abandonment, right? So bipolar, like they don't really have the fear of abandonment. It's more to do with their mood. But BPD is your personality, how you talk and interact with others, how you treat others, how you treat yourself. Okay, so the causes of BPD, it's apparently like it's 70%, like 70% of people diagnosed with BPD literally have had trauma as a child, like childhood trauma. So it could be even neglect, even like normal childhood trauma, like as in like normal meaning like almost like everybody has trauma, right? Almost everybody gets trauma in a sense. Like there can be so-called extreme trauma and like a little bit like a lower trauma, like on a scale. Like if people were to like kind of like compare trauma, for example, if somebody were to get raped compared to like if somebody was getting invalidated with their feelings, right? But what my point is that they're both trauma. They're both equally validated, and they're both equally traumatic, right? Like for example, like, you know, a rape case, or like a really really like, you know, like abuse, or like, you know, physical abuse, compared to like just like emotional neglect or like emotional invalidation. But the thing is, like, they're both equally trauma. You can't really like compare in a way, because like each person is different. Each person encounters and experiences trauma in their own way. So like if somebody gets raped, like they might recover quickly compared to somebody else. Like it might take them a lifetime to like heal and recover, right? So each person is different. Each brain is like developed differently. Each person can handle things differently, right? So with BPD, like they're more sensitive. They cannot handle the trauma, even if it's like a small trauma compared to a huge trauma, right? Some people can still develop BPD, even if they were never abused or never anything, right? And maybe they were just in a really emotionally invalidating environment, right? They can still develop BPD. It doesn't matter, because trauma is trauma, and you can't compare trauma and be like, oh, people have gone through so much worse than you. Like I've heard that so many times. Like people will tell me like, oh my God, oh, people have gone through so much worse than you have gone through. Oh, get over it, move on, you know, you just have to be strong. Like that's not what you're supposed to say. Like trauma is trauma. Yes, we need to get over it, but like everybody should be validated, and you can't just like unvalidate and like not care and just be like and like brush it off, you know. So that's like the major cause is trauma. So it can be anything. Trauma is trauma, like I said. And the second cause is genetics. So it can definitely be like passed down through generations. The third cause is brain changes. So like in BPD, like a few parts of our brain are not developed properly. It could literally be like in fetal development, like as a child, like when you're inside your mother's womb, like your brain isn't developed properly. Or it can also be like when you're a child and like your brain is developing, like it does not get properly developed, like there's not proper neural links, right, with the neurons. And according to like scientists, like our amygdala, which is like the emotional part of our brain, it's like this part of our brain where like it manages emotions. It's called the limbic system of the brain. So that part of the brain, like it's not really developed properly, so we're not able to like manage our emotions in a better way. Like the way we experience emotions is like we are literally like in a fight or flight mode, like we're about to like die. Like it literally feels like the end of the world for us, like if we experience emotions. Like we experience emotions like 30 times more extreme compared to like other people, you know, like a normal person. And like we're really hypersensitive to like everything, like especially like rejection and abandonment. Like we're super hypersensitive to that. So and the last cause is environment. So I think BPD can also be a learned behavior as well. Like for example, like my mother also has BPD. I'm not saying like I learned it from her, but like I'm pretty sure subconsciously like I did pick up on behaviors from her. Like yeah, because if you're constantly like, if your caregiver, if your guardian is literally like acting a certain way, like you are gonna obviously pick up behaviors like that they're acting on. So you know, if your caregiver is like nonstop angry and like always yelling, always having outbursts, like eventually like there's a possibility, huge possibility, that you will learn that behavior and start acting just like your parent, right? Because like they're with you like your whole childhood. So those are the 4 causes. So now we're going to go into the symptoms of BPD. So there are supposed to be 9 symptoms according to diagnosing BPD, but there can be like, there are more symptoms than just 9, but like there are like 9 like criteria symptoms, and you're supposed to have like 5 out of the 9 to be like properly diagnosed, like to be like diagnosed with BPD. So at one point I literally had all 9, like I had all 9 symptoms. So the symptoms are impulsive, reckless behavior, okay? Extreme fear of abandonment, paranoia, suicidal and self-harm tendencies, like a constant changing of your self-image. So like your image isn't like, your self-image isn't like, you know, like constant, it's like non-stop changing. And then splitting, which means like 1 minute you think the world of somebody, and then like the next minute like you'll literally be like, I hate you, like you're the worst person, like I just want to, like I hate you, I never want to see you again. Like it's like that bad. Like you'll literally just be like, I cannot stand you, like I do not even want to be with you. And then like after a few minutes you'll be like, I love you so much, you're the love of my life, like you're the best. So that's also like, you know. And then another one is frequent mood swings. So like we get extreme mood swings, like literally within seconds, like our mood can change. It's like really bad. And then the next one is extreme anger. So when we experience anger, it's like to the extreme. Like we cannot control ourselves. Like we want to just like punch somebody or like just do something like to get your anger out. And the last one is I think I mentioned all 9, did I don't know, but yeah. Also, yeah, the last one is disassociation. So, and like derealization. So disassociation is like basically like feeling like you're out of your body. You're not really inside your body. You feel like you're kind of like there, but you're not there. So like your body's here, but then your mind is somewhere else, or your soul, your spirit, or whatever it is. Like your brain part is like not there. Like you're kind of like in another world. Like you feel like you're in another world, in another dimension, in another place, but you're not in your body and you're not aware of your surroundings properly. And so yeah. And then like, okay, the last one is intense relationships and very unstable relationships. So that's the main one. So basically, like with BPD, like we can create like super intense, quick relationships with people, but then like they're not stable, they go really up and down, and then we can like push people away. That's another symptom right there, like pushing people away. We'll push them away because we're so scared of abandonment that like we'll push them away before they leave us first. So like we'll treat them like shit, we'll like, you know, put them down, like tell them, oh, you don't love me, like manipulate them. Like it can be very like a lot of people with BPD can act narcissistic or like act like kind of like sociopathic, but in a way. But like, and we might have those traits, right? But like that's not really who we are. Like it does not define us at all. Like we are literally like in this learned state, like in this trauma state. Like it's not our fault, but like it's still not an excuse to act like that. So like if you are diagnosed with BPD, like if you recognize any of these symptoms, if you realize that your relationships are not stable, they're really toxic, they're not healthy, you are not healthy as a person, like your viewpoint, your views, there's a lot of like black and white thinking, all or nothing thinking. So like, you know, I either love you or I'm gonna hate you, or like, you know, it's like extremes, like really extreme in the spectrums. If you like realize this and recognize this, like you need to get help. Like the help will really help you to improve yourself and become a better person and manage your daily life. Like I was at a point where I couldn't even live. Like I couldn't even get out of bed. Like my moods were so bad. Like I would just constantly want to hurt myself and just die and just not live. And like it can really be a hell. Like it really gets lonely sometimes because people don't really understand you. They really do invalidate you a lot. Like if, for example, like my family like really has invalidated me for many, many years. They're like, oh, you don't have a mental illness. Oh, don't say that over yourself. Oh, you're just cursing yourself. Oh, you don't have it. You're just developing. Like it's not, no, it's real and it sucks. And it's really difficult to live like that. But there is hope and there is a way out, and you do not have to say that for the rest of your life. That is not who you are. That does not define you. It's super hard. It does require work, but like without work, how are you going to grow? You know, how are you going to get anything? If you just sit there complacent and act like, you know, whatever, I'm just going to sit here, I'm not going to improve myself, how are you going to grow? How are you going to become the best version of yourself? You know, how are you going to live your life, right? It's your choice. Do you want to live your life for the rest of your life in this kind of state? Or do you want to have healthy relationships, be a healthy person, be fulfilled emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, and every level? Stop hurting yourself, actually love yourself, be stable in yourself, right? Do you want to be that or do you want to be this? You know, it's a choice. And so, like, I really struggled with all of these symptoms that I mentioned, all of them. I forgot to mention derealization. Yeah, like I mentioned that, but like derealization is like feeling like you're not real. Depersonalization is another symptom, feeling like you're not in your body. It's like, you know, they're all related to each other. It's a part of disassociation. So like derealization, like feeling like you're not real, feeling like you're in a dream, feeling like you're watching a TV screen, like you're just like there, like watching from like a faraway distance, you know, but you're not actually in the present moment. You're not actually here, and that is a huge trauma response. BPD is literally a trauma response. It's literally your brain protecting you. And it's like your brain is like reliving the trauma subconsciously every single day. And you're not able to be stable because you never learn how to be stable. You never learn how to cope with emotions and negative feelings and even positive feelings. You never learn how to do that because you weren't validated or you were abused, you know? And so this is not your fault. It's not your fault. It sucks. It sucks that this has happened to you. It sucks that you have BPD, or it sucks that you know somebody that has BPD. I'm not saying they suck, but like it hurts. It even hurts people that have to deal with this, right? It really does affect them. Like I've seen like a lot of my loved ones, like they've seen me like in the ICU, like in the hospital, like almost like dead, you know, like cutting myself, like bleeding. Like they've seen that, and like that really affects them as well because they're like, why are you doing this? You know, like I love you, like, you know, and we feel like, oh no, they don't love us, nobody loves us, I don't even love me, you know. And it's very difficult to to deal with yourself as well. Some days you just want to kill yourself. You just don't want to live. And then you feel so guilty about how you've acted that then you just want to hurt yourself more. It's like this continuous spiral. Like you just want to keep going down and down and down and down and down. And it's really not healthy, But there is hope for you. Like, I'm literally telling you right now, like, I have improved so much. I was like a freaking chain smoker, alcohol, like drinking alcohol, sick every single day, cutting myself, trying to kill myself, overdosing on pills, sleeping around, like just extreme risky behavior, like complete risky behavior, not caring, like literally almost dying, to now, like, I am safe, I am whole, I'm getting there, right? Even if I'm not fully there, I'm getting there. I've improved so much. And that's what life is all about, improvement. You're not going to be perfect, right? You're not going to be the top, but you can at least go towards that goal. And a little bit of improvement, even 2 steps is better than nothing, right? So right now, like, I am healthy. I'm not hurting myself. I'm not abusing myself. I'm not self-harming. If I feel bad, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to do mindfulness. I'm going to ground myself. And I'm going to take my meds, because medication is very important. It really does stabilize your moods. Like, people with Bpd, bipolar, these kind of like disorders, they have a hormone, like a neurotransmitter imbalance. They also have like, these neurotransmitters, these hormones, like they do have an imbalance in your brain. Like there is an imbalance there. And so it can also be brain chemistry as well. There are a lot of factors, but like medication really does help. Like it really does help stabilize your mood. My mood is way more stabilized. Like at least there's like a baseline compared to like going up and down like every second. Like, you know what I mean? It's horrible. And so at least like having that baseline of a mood, like it's not that bad. Like, okay, like if I get triggered, like sometimes I will have like mood swings or like lashes, but it's like way less. It's way more maintained. It's way more calm. And I do feel like more like just chill. Like I don't feel like I'm gonna kill myself every second. I'm just like, okay, I'm at peace with myself. It's way improved. And so the treatments for Bpd is definitely therapy, definitely medication therapy. The best therapy for Bpd is CBT and DBT. CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy. So that's like changing the way you think, like literally changing the way you think. Like you have to brainwash yourself with the way you think, because Bpd is trauma, right? And that trauma leads to like an inner core belief. Like it literally like forms inner core beliefs inside of you, like inside your brain, inside your thinking, right? Inside your consciousness, subconscious. And you start to have a core belief, which is like a belief within yourself that kind of like directs your whole life. Like for example, like I am not enough, I'm not worthy of love. And so these little traumas that happen around you form that core belief, and then every single thing you do is around that core belief. So like, I'm not worthy of love. So if somebody treats you like shit, you're gonna be like, nope, subconsciously, I'm not worthy of love. Okay, this is my fault. I'm shit. I am shit because they're treating me like that. I'm not worthy of love. I'm gonna go hurt myself. I'm gonna blame myself. I'm just gonna hurt myself. I cannot handle this emotion. Somebody breaks up with you. I cannot handle it. I'm not worthy of love. I cannot handle this emotion. I have to go do something to release that emotion. Especially like with risky behavior, like we are not able to manage our emotions. Our emotions are like up and down, like, and the way we feel things, like we feel things like 1,000 times more, like 30 times, whatever, just like a lot more than what a normal person would feel. So we feel like it's the end of the world, like literally like the end of the world. And so we have to do something to release that emotion. So like it's usually risky behavior, impulsive behavior, because like it's like you need that rush to like either escape the emotion, to not feel it, or to release that emotion, so it can be reckless driving, alcoholism, drugs, sex, like reckless sex, anything that's harming yourself, that there's a risk there. So that is like really dangerous. So yeah, but CBT is like has worked wonders for me. It's like really changing the way I think. Like if you do it for like consistently for like 2 to 3 months, right? Like every day, even just like 1 month, like I notice a difference. Like I did it for like 1 month, right? I can just automatically notice a difference. But you need to keep doing it, because like you need to keep brainwashing yourself, because it's a childhood core belief. It's gonna be there for like a really long time. It takes time to get over it. Like 1 week, 1 month is not gonna just fix your whole life, you know? It has to be a daily practice every single day. And like I also need to do that, because like sometimes I get so busy with life, I get so busy with work. But the thing is, your main priority needs to be yourself. Your main priority needs to be your mental health, because if you do not focus on your mental health, you're going to go down again. You're going to go spiral down again. And especially people with diagnosed mental illness, their main priority has to be mental health, has to be their mental and emotional health, no matter what. Even if you get fired, right? If your mental health is on the line, it's better to get fired. It's better to get like, you know, whatever, than to like go down this hole and like die, you know, like literally almost die. So the other treatment is DBT, which is called Dialectical behavioral therapy. And this is all about like, these are like teaching you skills. Like they teach you like 4 types of skills to help manage your relationships, manage your emotions, manage yourself in a crisis. Also mindfulness is so important, because it puts you in your body. It helps you like be inside your body and like actually be present in the moment, and like learn to manage your emotions, manage your thoughts, be aware of your emotions and your thoughts, and be able to handle it. So it's super important. Mindfulness is so important. Like I would recommend you do it every single day. Like it's hard at first. Like it's also really hard to get into a habit of doing mindfulness or meditation. Like it can get really hard, especially when you're addicted to your phone, when you're addicted to like constant stimulation. You know, you have to quiet down your mind and go within yourself. Like that's the number one thing to be healthy, is be within yourself and like accept yourself and just like go within. Like you have to go within. If you don't go within, like it's not going to be good for you. And so those are like the 2 main like therapies, right, that really help. And medication like antidepressants, mood stabilizers, GABA, like, you know, neurotransmitters, anything, like whatever the doctor prescribes you, like you need to go to the doctor. Like if you're diagnosed with BPD, whatever the doctor prescribes you, medication and therapy are the number one things. And mindfulness is the best. Mindfulness, meditation, grounding yourself, like grounding exercises, like, you know, trying to just sit in nature and just like focus on the nature, you know, or like even connecting like spirituality, like apparent like BPD, like spirituality really helps people with BPD, because it does give them hope. It does help them feel like good and connected to like a higher you know, entity. So that can really help as well. And you also need something to get your aggression out in a healthy way, because like we have a lot of anger, we have a lot of emotion. So like for me, I go to the gym. Sometimes I do boxing. Like if I'm angry, I will punch that bag like crazy, because like that really helps, instead of going and cutting myself or going and shoving alcohol, you know, because that's what I used to do, or going and, you know, meeting somebody random. Like that's not going to help you. That's literally going to destroy your life. Like you're going to blow up your life. And what you need to do is find healthy ways to express your emotions, to feel your emotions, or to release your emotions. So you know, sometimes like for me, like I need something that's like risky or like hardcore, like something that's aggressive, because like if you're feeling extreme aggression, like you don't want to go and like do meditation, you know, like that's just like no. Like so I'd want to do boxing or like gym, like, you know, do something that's like physical, like getting my anger out, you know. So boxing, I would really recommend boxing, karate, you know, punching something, not people, but like, yeah, like those kind of things, like getting your aggression out, that really helps. And also like practicing self-care. So like just like taking care of yourself, like grooming yourself, like making yourself like the hottest bitch, like especially like if you eat healthy, if you sleep on time, if you drink enough water, like even doing basic things like that can actually boost your self-esteem, because your self-esteem can be like up and down with BPD. So when you just ground, like when you like take care of yourself, I've noticed like my confidence level has become super high, especially like when I have positive self-talk, when I keep talking to myself in a positive way. If I get a negative thought, I'm like, nope, no, Jane, you're beautiful. I love you. Oh, you're ugly. No, you're beautiful. You're gorgeous. I don't care. And you know, or you're stupid. No, no, no. You're smart. You can learn anything. You can do this. Even if you don't believe it, you tell yourself. You brainwash yourself. That's another, like, that's like CBT, you know. And so also, like, taking care of yourself, like, it just boosts your self-confidence. Like, if you look good, if people are like, you know, okay, damn girl, you know, wearing makeup, you know, making yourself look pretty, like going, you know, working out, eating healthy, like, you're gonna look good. You're automatically gonna like glow up and look better than like what you did before, like what you look like before. So these are my tips. Like, these are these are what are helping me right now, especially like with BPD and medication. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you do not take your meds, it is not going to be good for you. Like, you need to take your meds like for a while. At least, you know, until the doctor says don't take it or whatever. But like, meds really help. So yeah, so that's all I have for today about BPD. So if this resonated with you, comment below and tell me any other symptoms that you have. If you have any other symptoms that you're experiencing, also, like, tell me your story. Like, if you know somebody with BPD, like, tell me how they act, like what they act with you. Like, I'd love to know in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. So yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.